Okay, that's good. Okay, that worked out unbelievably well. I'm going to still sit over here and zone her out. She can't really do much, but... Wow, I take it all back. I take it all back. Welcome back to another Predecessor gameplay. Today, I want to do a comparison video between the Fey and Gideon. Which hero should you play in the mid lane? Let's do this. Now I've got the Fey, and it looks like I'll be laning against a Gideon. The Fey does not currently have any alternative skins to use. But the good news is that her base skin is actually really good. I mean, I think it's great. I shouldn't miss out on any last hits while I talk, but you know, I think as far as base skins go, it's at least fitting with her style, and I think it's pretty solid. She does need some new skins, and even in Predecessor, she really didn't have any skins that I thought were spectacular. She did have different colors that were nice. So one of her skins was a teal color skin. I'm going to call it teal. I don't actually know the exact color, but that was a really solid skin for her, and that was the one that I remember using back in Paragon days. She also had this sort of orange skin where they did change her appearance a little bit. Like I think her hair was up like in a weird sort of way, and that was called the Fire Oak skin. So she's had, you know, some okay skins in the past, but nothing that was like a tier 3 or tier 4 skin, right? Nothing that I would call like legendary. And so I think she is prime real estate for Omega to come through and make something creative, have something that's like their own. Plus she's not just a straight humanoid character, she flies around, and so I think Fey could be a really great character for them to eventually put some skins into. Let me go ahead and get this. We're going to be getting some river buffs here in a second, so it looks like he wants to go that way. All right. Just go ahead and throw that out. I don't think I can really rotate here. Sorry, Chimera. I do want that. Did he come back? Yeah, he did. Okay. So, Gideon does have an alternative skin in the game right now. It's his purple skin, where he has these glowing kind of evil eyes, and I think that looks very, very cool. So, Gideon skin there's already a Gideon skin in the game. He is also a character that I think is probably my favorite mid laner. And we'll get into why that is, because I think who should you be playing in the mid lane? I think these are both great options, but there's definitely a time and a place to pick Gideon versus a time and a place to pick the Fey. Now they have all of her basic moves, I'm going to mostly focus on Bramble Patch. Bramble Patch causes a slow, and it does a lot of burst damage. So that's why I'm going to be doing Bramble Patch. This Gideon is not really poking me much, so maybe I should do that every once in a while just to remind him that I'm here. Let's start analyzing these characters a little bit on their abilities. And so here I'm going to say, get out of here, you. Get out of here. Are you kidding me? Okay. The first way I want to look at these two characters is I want to look at their passives. Gideon has a passive that causes on-hit damage. It gives a 20% slow, I believe, for any time he does damage to someone. So it kind of makes this little tether pop up. And that is a really solid passive. I think it's... Oh, what did I... Fat thumbed it. That is a really solid passive. Gideon's passive is really, really good. And so if you see him do a basic attack on me, you'll see a little tether pop out. Oh my god, he got that? So gross. Ish. Get me out of here. Yikes. I do not like that their Grux is so in my face with these river buffs. I really can't help you, Kai. I think I need to back off, honestly. I don't have the mana to be, like, effective here. Yep, and his poke can just flat out kill me. So I might take a little tower damage because my Chimera can't rotate to clean up this wave, but that's okay. I'd rather back off than die. Megacosm is my first item I'm building, so I went with the potent staff as the first item. If I get 1200 when I back, that's basically what I gotta go to. I'm hoping they can't do too much damage to my tower. That Grux wants me though. Okay, so not too much tower damage here. So the first thing I want to talk about is their passives, and we already saw Gideon's passive. The phase passive, it actually causes an untamed growth to pop out of any like kill I get. So if I kill someone during a team fight, just one of my untamed growths, my right mouse button, just popped out of it. And that's a pretty solid passive as well. I don't know if it's as good as a slow, but it is very solid during a team fight. And so even though it's incredibly close, I think I'm going to give the passive to Gideon. I think that tether, that slow, is just way too powerful to ignore. Let me go ahead and get a bramble patch in there. I do notice myself not having much mana with Fey, like kind of being mana hungry and running out of mana very quickly. I think that that's kind of her biggest downfall early game, is that she just feels mana hungry to me. The other thing that I'm going to analyze her on versus Gideon is her poke. And the Fey's poke is just not nearly as good as Gideon's. I don't think anyone can really contest that. Gideon's poke, and by poke I mean his ability to throw rocks. He's got two different rock moves, Void Breach and Cosmic Rift. And both of those are so incredibly good for poke. Come on. Okay, well. Okay, I'm going to miss out on mid here. He got their blink down. I wish Chimera would have... I don't know if waiting for me would have helped quite as much. But I am rotating and I'm not getting any kills out of it, so I am just missing out on farm. So I think the poke goes to Gideon. They did, ever since this game came out, they did increase the area of effect for the Phase E move. Her Nettles is what it's called. And I just don't, I'm not feeling it. I know that it's really, really good. If you are a god tier aim kind of person, you can make it work just fine. But especially if we're talking about the mid lane, there are so many better poke moves in the mid lane. I mean, Howie's got multiple moves that he can use for poke. Gadget, of course, has a sticky mine that sticks right to your head. And I think, and I just think that it's a pretty weak poke move. Ugh, my last hits are trash right now. Can't let that happen. Okay, Gideon's going right. I got attack speed. We'll see what he gets. As long as he doesn't get pink buff. Okay, careful right, because he's gone. Are they at Fang? They're not. Okay. We got to get a ward on that, though. Hey, Bellica. Reading my mind. So, if we're talking about passives, I'm giving a very slight edge to Gideon. If we're talking about poke ability, I'm also going to give a very slight edge to Gideon. I think that he does very well in both poke. Yeah, but you missed it. He does a very good job poking, but he's got to hit his abilities, which, you know, this Gideon isn't doing right now. He will take a little bit of getting used to, I'll say that. But once you get used to his throwing his rocks, you can really do a lot of damage very, very quickly. And back off, you know, like from a distance. So the poke battle goes to Gideon. Uh-oh. God, this Grux is obsessed with me. You guys, I think he's in love with me. I mean, I get that, yeah, I get that I'm an attractive, mostly naked fairy, but this Grux comes to my lane, tries to attack me. It reminds me of that 1978 Firefall Classic. You got a strange way to tell me you love me. Maybe I should stop singing before I butcher any copyrights here. Megacosm is online. What does Gideon have? Is he doing... You know, I don't know what he's doing first. He might actually be doing Spellbinder first? Or Spellbreaker, sorry. That would be a weird first item for this Gideon to build. So let's go ahead and get something in the... Oh my god, look at me totally miss my... Let me totally miss. What a dummy I am. Let's go ahead and get something in the phase category. Why would someone pick the Fey? Over Gideon, that is. Well, her burst in a team fight is just ridiculous. Alright. I looked away for 1 second and they can't stay alive. They're pushing up too far. So, her burst in a team fight is completely ridiculous. I mean, look at how fast I bursted down that... Look at how fast I bursted down that Revenant right there, you know? So, her burst in a team fight is completely ridiculous. And she can do, like, multi-person burst. So, you know, everyone's used to how much damage Howie does. Howie's doing single-target damage. Gideon and Fey both do multi-target damage. Gideon does this sort of tick damage, and Fey just does this big burst. And it's very, very good. I mean, it's really the reason why Fey got picked in all those recent tournaments. For anyone that was paying attention to the Predecessor tournaments, Fey got picked a lot during that. And it's because she has such big team potential. She can, you know, she can get a triple kill. If you're someone that isn't getting many triple kills in your games, pick Fey once in a while, and I think you'll see a big difference. Let me get over here. I don't really have much mana to contribute, and I don't have an ult, but I do want to make sure that I'm at least a scary person that's here. Hopefully the rest of our team comes as well. Oh my god. I don't have mana to survive this, so we'll see. Wow. Oh my god, oh my god, Grux, he's so obsessed with me. The guy's madly in love with me and he doesn't realize it. And he can't do anything about it either. I'm too hard to get. Alright, backing off. We got Fangtooth, that's the good news. The bad news is... you know, we gave up a couple kills for it. So what do? Spellbreaker is really good against Gideon, so I think I want to go Spellbreaker, and I always want to pick up the most expensive item I can. So let's go ahead and build Spellbreaker as my second item. If I want to put something in the category for Fey, I'm going to say her burst potential during a team fight is second to none. I mean, it's the reason why she's in so many team fights and she's winning so much. I'm going to call it shout missing mid. I think it's missing. Her burst is so good that you just can't ignore it. That's why if you have a team that you're playing with, having Fey is just fantastic for a team fight. Let's get another thing in Fey's category. Now you'll notice I'm building Spellbreaker as my second item. What is he building? What is Gideon building? Well, he built True Silver, and he built it as his first item. One downside to playing Gideon over Fey is you basically need this item, True Silver Bracelet. If you do your ultimate, you get a shield. I think it's for 500. You get a shield every time you do your ultimate, which is kind of necessary on Gideon. It's kind of necessary on Narbash. You really have to build this item. And so I think it kind of stinks. I play a lot of Gideon, you guys. It stinks knowing that I will always have True Silver Bracelet as part of his kit. You would never make a Gideon without True Silver Bracelet. Oh my god. Is he gonna dive me? Alright, chicken's out. He probably could have killed me and gotten away with it. Knowing how obsessed with me is, he probably could have gotten away with it. Let me back off and get something. What can I get? Ooh, I can get my stasis. That would have been nice in basically every situation. We get back mid. I'm just a little behind Gideon right now. And it's mostly because, you know, you'll notice that their Grux is totally obsessed with me. I basically don't have a jungler is what I'm going to say at this point in the game. You know, if you don't see your jungler in mid, so I'm in mid, I'm not like hiding off in solo lane. If you don't see your jungler by the 16-minute mark, you can go ahead and just say that you're in a 4v5 scenario. So far we got 2 positives for Gideon and we got 2 positives for Fey.
Enemy towers destroyed.
Or that I'm saying that Gideon's passive is better, and I'm saying that Gideon's poke is better. As far as Fey's benefits, well, she doesn't have to build this true silver bracelet every game, and she has unbelievable damage in a team fight. God, are they just deathballing over here? This is getting a little gross. I don't know that I can go in there and kill both of them. Oh, jeez. Especially with a Muriel. But I do think I can at least get over there and we can stop them from getting another tower. Jesus. I know my team has to stop dying, though. I mean, I want to make this game work, but it's not going to work if I can, you know, if I have my team feeding the whole time. And we're losing mid over this, so, you know, we'll see how it plays out. We did get a Fang Tooth. I'm hoping that our jungler, you know, how are they doing? I mean, our jungler needs to start playing. There's just no way around it. They need to go to Fang Tooth, and they need to be there right now. I do have an ult for this Fang Tooth fight, so let's get in there. I don't know, like, he's not here yet. What is he doing? Oh, there he is. Okay, he's going in. Yeah, we need to be on this. I'm just gonna stay on the outside a little bit and play a little zone. Play a little zone deep. Alright, now we're splitting up, which is not good. I don't know if he, like, I need him to, like, actually fight. Okay, that's good. Where's Fey going? Where are you going, Fey? Okay, that worked out unbelievably well. I'm gonna still sit over here and zone her out. She can't really do much, but... Wow, I take it all back. I take it all back. Okay, back to our comparison. What's next on the docket? I lost my tower, so that stinks a little bit for me, but... So, Fey I definitely feel a little mana hungry with, I know that. And you can say that's part of my build, that I'm just not building her in a way that gets mana. But I do think it's noticeable. And even if I do like Astral Catalyst first, if I do a few other things first, I still notice that she is a little mana hungry. So if you are going to play the Fey, you got to make sure that you're getting river buffs. Look at this. How is this going to work out? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So I don't have to waste my ult on her. We're getting this game. It's starting to come together. I got a little heated there for a moment, but that's okay. Let me get back out there. Or Prime is up, and honestly, Crunch could probably take it if he wanted. I could help him do it. I do think I want to back off. Oh, actually, no. They got 3 people dead. I got to push mid. Who am I hitting right here? Even though I don't have any minions. Oh my god, you guys, don't die like that. Like, why? Like, why, right? Why? Why would you do that? I have my blink up, and so that's one of the reasons why I feel okay about doing this. And I want this tower desperately. I want this tower so bad I can taste it. Oh, crunch. I'm coming. Perfect. Perfect. Now I got it back. Now I'm officially out of mana. I was really going for a long time without any mana there. So, the next up is movement. If we're going to consider Fey versus Gideon, I gotta talk about the movement. Astral Catalyst? Ooh, what do I want? I want Astral Catalyst. Who am I kidding? So, movement. Gideon has got to win the movement. He gives up some of his damage to have a teleport as part of his kit. Now, his movement is so powerful that if you know how to navigate the map, you can really be a dominant mid laner with a Gideon. His movement, having a teleport as part of your kit, is just an absolute game changer. Now, you got to kind of make sure that you're saving it in case you are going to, in case you're going to have to ult. You have to save your teleport for any kind of ult scenario. But Gideon is just wonderful when it comes to movement. And so he's the clear winner in that category right there. I don't know if I should be up this far with all 5 of them up. I do have a blink, but you know, the truth is that Fey's movement is just kind of terrible. He doesn't have any options. Like, even Howitzer has an option, you know. Gideon has a teleport. Howitzer has an ult. Howitzer has a mine. Fey doesn't really have any options when it comes to movement and mobility. So I'm going to go ahead and say that Gideon gets another point in the movement category. I just think he's so far ahead of Fey. It's ridiculous when it comes to that. He gives up a lot for it. He gives up an entire damage ability for it. But, you know, you can feel the difference in the game. Okay, what are we doing here? I don't want to get sandwiched between those two. Pelica did her knock up, but we didn't have any follow through for it. So, backing off. Ooh, pink buff. Yes, please. Yes, please. Is Crunch leaving? I think he is. I don't know about that Chimera in their jungle. If he's going to be doing something risky, it should be Fangtooth. Let me get a deep ward there. That's a fantastic place to put a ward. It's better than just putting it in the river. You see that Grux? I wouldn't have seen him in the river there. Maybe, I don't know if I can distract them by doing this. Oh, they're rotating, so I better go. I do have my ult, so I want to be behind everyone. You want to kind of position behind everyone. I had to do that. We got to get this Grux out of here. He's just too much of a threat. Perfect. Okay, he ate 2 of our ults, but we did get our 3rd Fangtooth, which is a really, really big deal. And we got the Grux off the map, which is, you know, he's just so threatening at the moment. What can we push? Can we push mid? Gideon's going to clear out this lane very, very quick. His wave clear is just so fast. And you know what? Maybe that brings in my next point. Who's got the better wave clear? You know, they are both mid laners. They both have fantastic wave clear because they're mid laners. They can kind of just AoE explode everything. But I gotta give the wave clear to Gideon by just a hair. Perfect. Good job, you guys. I want to grab this and then back. If we're talking wave clear, it's just so good to have both of those rocks. And the Void Breach rocks actually goes right through the entire line of minions. And so Gideon's wave clear has got to beat Fey. I don't know if that's the most important category in this entire thing, but having a wave clear that's that good is just absolutely fantastic. Okay, Astral Catalyst online. Here's what I'm going to say is a good one. Wraith Leggings, I think, is very, very solid. I think Wraith Leggings is very solid on Fey. The reason is because her mobility is so bad that I think Wraith Leggings is just a good option. And you're really not giving up much for power. You're really not giving up much to get it. It's just a solid item. These mid lane items are in a good spot at the moment, I think. Oh, I don't know if I can help her out of that. I really can't. That's okay. We had a couple people go down there, but I don't know if... No, the Winions can't get mid. So now I think the smart thing is to just kind of play safe for a minute. You know, my Chimera is farming. My Crunch is going to push up left, but I'm not worried about a Crunch. And you shouldn't be either. It looks like they might be pushing right lane, so maybe once... If they overextend a little bit, maybe we can get a pick. But for the most part, I kind of just want to be playing safe while I wait for my team to get back up. Go ahead and catch the wave here. So I'm pretty sure that Revenant backed off. Ooh, Gideon's caught out in the river. Oh god, oh god. Oh my god, did I miss both of them? I cannot believe that that worked out the way that did. How did we not get a kill out of that? Fenrix! A Grux with a Fenrix. Oh, Belka shows up. Her anti-mage potential is very, very solid against Gideon. Okay. Let's go ahead and burst some people down. Get in there, you guys. Take the tower. Perfect. Alright, Revenant's going to be coming behind us from the left. And so I'm a little worried about that. Okay, he walked back the long way. Uh-oh. Who's taking tower damage? I am, and I can't tell you why. Okay, here's Grux. Alright, we got mid. I kind of think we should just back off. Guys, back off. Back off. We don't want that. We don't want that smoke. I've got a lot to go spend. Is there a river buff up? Because I would take it. Oh, I'll take green. Alright. So, Fey versus Gideon. So far, we've talked about movement, we've talked about poke, we've talked about passives, we've talked about items. Here's the last thing that I want to cover in this battle for the mid laners. Maybe I should call it that because I think that's a badass title. The battle for the mid laners. Why do people keep picking Fey? Is because of her team burst damage. She has an extra damage ability compared to Gideon, and her team burst is just, it's the best in the game. You know, they're both people that can take on entire teams at points, and you just want them in any fight you're gonna have. But I gotta tell you, the Fey, the reason she's picked in all these tournaments, her multi-person damage is completely absurd. Okay. Looks like we're dying for this one. Yeah, I don't know where the rest of our team is on that. Like, we don't have a Chimera and a Crunch there, so we're dying for another Fangtooth. Actually, they got the Fangtooth, so just an epic fail all around. We need our team to come to that. No other way to put it. We probably shouldn't even be doing it without our team. What, he's 8-1? Like, dude, it's time to rotate. Time to rotate. So, Wraith Leggings, not online yet. I think the last item I might go for is Oblivion Crown. This is the big dog card right here. This thing is 120 magic power and increases your magic power by 15%. I mean, this is completely obnoxious. 3,600. It's got to be the most expensive item in the entire game. So, I think what I'm going to go is Wraith Leggings, and then I'm going to go straight into the Oblivion Crown. It's a very expensive item. There's a reason why I don't pick it up every single game. If you don't think that you can fully afford it, you go Caustica, but even that's kind of expensive. The reason that Oblivion Crown is so expensive is that there's only tier 2 items in it. It's 2 potent staffs, and they're each 1,200 gold each. And so you really can't buy the item all at once. You're just not going to be able to do that. Yeah, she's going to take this one. How's our Bellica doing? Bellica support I don't really recommend, especially with Warlock Crest. She's really not playing support. She's just trying to play mage. All right, what are you saying, Chimera? Oh, there's a Grux. Thanks for telling me, buddy. Oh, he's got a blink. Dude, don't kill him if he's gonna Fenrix. Perfect. Perfect. I think we gotta push right. Push right. 3, 1, and 6. So it feels bad dying during that Fangtooth. You know, mistakes were made. We probably shouldn't have been doing it if our crunch wasn't there. I guess I thought that we just had the ability to win that, but... we're pulling through. The battle of the mid lane. Oh. He TP's over my bramble patch. So the team fight potential is just so huge. I gotta tell you, I've gotten more triple kills with Fey than I'll ever get with Gideon. Her team fight damage is why she gets picked in all of these big tournaments. She just got a big nerf to her ultimate, and I still think that she's great. 1, 1, and 7. That's what their mid lane Gideon was. I'm 3, 1, and 6. I think we can officially declare the battle of the mid lane over. I think Fey is who you want to play if you have a team and you're not too worried about mobility. I think Gideon is who you want to play if you're in solo queue and you are a little worried about mobility. Like, let's say you're up against a mid lane Countess, you're up against a jungle Kalari. If the enemy jungle is a Kalari, I think picking Gideon makes a lot of sense because you want to make sure that you can get away from that burst. If you want to see my 5 tips for breaking a losing streak, please click the link on the screen right now. And for all the Predecessor gameplays, please subscribe. Thanks. Bye.